Because voters insist that the economy is the main issue that matters when they vote. So, on that note,
I'm just notifying John.
His name is John. I don't want to give his last name because he might not like it. But I said, I want to see one of the big ones. I said, where do we go? I'd like to go to Michigan.
Deere. But John Deere has got to understand that if they build in Mexico, John Deere is going to be paying a 200% tariff on John Deere. Then all of a sudden you'll hear
100, 200, or 300.
Another one. All of a sudden
100, 200, 2,000% tariff.
And that's just the beginning. All of a sudden you'll hear
100, 200, 2,000, or 300.
Another one. All of a sudden
I'm going to put the highest tariff in history.
I just noticed behind me, John. I know a lot about John. I love John Deere.
I want you to do me a favor, John. I want to see one of the big ones. He said, all right, good. I'll show you the biggest in the world. I said, well,
all the same.
because I told them, and I said it publicly. He's the biggest in the world.
Have a seat. You heard the reception there, the standing ovation. But like many business people, what they're often worried about is the cost. And the Committee for a Responsible Federal Budget, which is a bipartisan outfit, put out some predictions the other day. If you add up all the promises you've made, and your plans would add $7.5 trillion to the debt. That's more than twice the total for Vice President Harris. You're on course to push up debt up to 150% of GDP. This is a very business-like audience.
Yeah.
Why should they trust you with that?
Because we're about growth. She's got no growth whatsoever.
The biggest ones in the world.
Even today, as I was driving over, I see these empty, old, beautiful, like steel mills and factories that are empty and falling down. Some have been converted to senior citizens' homes, but that's not going to do the trick. And we're going to bring the companies back. We're going to lower taxes still further for companies that are going to make their product in the USA. We're going to protect those companies with strong tariffs, because I'm a believer. And to me, the most beautiful word in the dictionary is tariff. 100, 200, 2,000% tariff. 100, 200, or 300 tariff. The highest tariff in history. Meaning 100, 200, 2,000 tariffs, or 300, 200, 100 tariffs.
Trump, I let you give your example.
No,
you talked a lot about tariffs. You look at the American economy, 40 million jobs rely on trade. It accounts for 27% of GDP.
Okay.
If you cut that off, that's also going to have an effect on many, many business people here. Tariffs also have another side. Isn't that something that you have to acknowledge? You could be plunging America into the biggest trade war since smooth war.
But there are 100 tariffs, 200 tariffs, 2,000% tariff.
The biggest ones in the world. The biggest ones in the world.